There may never be another director quite like Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick is one of film's greatest visionary directors, creating some of the most memorable and impactful movies of the 20th century. Kubrick was a master of almost all fundamental aspects of filmmaking and a true auteur in his field, directing films such as Paths of Glory, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Full Metal Jacket, to name a few. The director adapted almost all his films from novels or short stories he had taken a liking to, including Stephen King's The Shining. Hello and welcome to my short video exploring the work of Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick is one of my favourite directors. I could talk about him all day, but today I would like to just mainly focus on his fundamentals of filmmaking. When it comes to Kubrick, I think it's only right that we start talking about his dedication to his craft. A signature of his filmmaking style would have to be his insistence on doing tens if not hundreds of takes for each scene he was shooting, and his hyperfixation on detail. Stanley Kubrick was notorious for his unwavering commitment to his vision, often controlling all creative aspects of his films, with his decision often being final. Actors working on his sets could expect excruciatingly long shoots and entire days committed to filming just one scene. This commitment to his craft is appreciated in the final product, with Kubrick's mastery of filmmaking fundamentals showing through in every scene he shot. Kubrick meticulously prepared for each take, resulting in excellent use of framing, shot composition and blocking from characters in the scene. There are several visually very appealing scenes in almost every single one of Kubrick's works. Most notably, you will find that Kubrick used lighting and shadows expertly in all of his films. Often favouring natural lighting, Kubrick utilised light and shadows alongside his framing techniques to create visually deep and aesthetically memorable scenes in his films. Another notable aspect of Kubrick's films is the set design. Kubrick often went into very meticulous detail in order to get every scene looking exactly the way he wanted it to. Going back to Kubrick's keen eye for detail, the director would often plan out and create extremely detailed sets, dress his actors in the exact style of clothing he required, and would go to extreme measures in order to capture those scenes exactly as he envisioned. This can be seen throughout his epic historical drama Barry Lyndon, where Kubrick's obsession with detail can be seen in the remote locations of the English, Irish and German countrysides in which Kubrick filmed on site. The efforts put into scouting and details within these shots further anchor Kubrick's signature sharp and highly memorable imagery. Another notable feature from this film which highlights Kubrick's dedication to planning and innovation would be the many candle-lit scenes which appear throughout the movie. As mentioned before, Kubrick took great care in ensuring the lighting in his scenes were captured exactly how he wanted, and favoured using natural light sources wherever possible. Subsequently, Kubrick had insisted on filming Barry Lyndon only using period-accurate natural light sources such as candles. However, at the time of filming, there was not a camera lens in existence that could capture the dim, low light of a candle. Fortunately for Kubrick, NASA had developed the very first 50mm low light lens, which the director managed to get a hold of and modify it to fit onto a studio camera. This brilliantly allowed him to capture the candlelight scenes with amazing clarity and lack of distortion. Two other things kind of stand out when you're looking at Kubrick's films. One of them is symmetry. Everything needs to be symmetrical. And to do this, Kubrick often utilised a one-point perspective, keeping everything right in the centre so that you will focus on that. Symmetry, particularly through the use of single-point perspective, was utilised in many of Kubrick's works as a method to place the viewer into a state of unease. By focusing an audience's attention onto a single point in the middle of a frame, Kubrick can be free to place any object, person or nothing at all in an area he knows they will be watching. Through this, Kubrick can stylize and detail the scene so that both the left and right halves of the shot are symmetrically similar or further draw the viewer's attention to the centre of the frame. Secondly, it's Kubrick's camera angles. Kubrick has often used very unique camera angles to elicit specific emotions from the audience. Going back to The Shining, Kubrick uses a low angle in the scene where Jack Torrance, played by Jack Nicholson, is losing his mind locked inside a food storage area. The low angle enhances the animalistic actions of Jack and places the audience into an uneasy distance from the madman. The second set of masterful camera angles comes from the many moments in the film where Danny, played by Danny Lloyd, is cycling around the hotel. Kubrick once again uses his single point perspective in these scenes, but also places the camera much lower to the ground in order to hide what's at the end of the corridor behind Danny. The audience is now constantly on edge with anticipation to what could be around every sharp turn. In conclusion, Stanley Kubrick remains one of film's most influential and innovative directors. Thank you for watching my video on Stanley Kubrick. Hopefully now you too have an appreciation for the late great director, and I hope you have a brilliant day.